What is going on, guys? Welcome to Outside the Brand. This is episode number 46. And guys, it's the new era of
It's a new day. It's a new day.
It's a new generation. Man, but in all seriousness here, guys, NXT 2.0 is officially here. And I'll have to admit, because I can't admit when I'm either A, wrong, or just no, I can just admit when I'm wrong.
Let's go.
There were some good things here tonight, but the show did kind of seem to drag on.
Yeah, let's hit those NXT chants. 2.0. NXT 2.0. NXT.
We're going to talk about it. As you guys can see here, we got Bash, we got Loft here. We're not at full force tonight, but we are here, and we will be talking NXT 2.0. I'm your host, William Met. You can follow me on TikTok at Philly Met, on Twitter at PhenomenalP3. And we'll just be talking about tonight's show, guys. How much was Vince McMahon involved in tonight's taping of NXT? We'll talk about that right at the top as soon as everybody gets their intros in. Let's go.
All right, what's up, y'all? Tonight was okay. Tonight was all right. I want to say, first of all, I think I was a little bit. Actually, no, I was a lot bit wrong about what NXT was going to be tonight. I thought it was going to be a complete train wreck. It wasn't. I actually had some sort of entertainment in this, but yeah, I think this is a good pilot show for the new rebrand. I'm going to hope and pray that it works out, but I think this is a solid pilot show for NXT.
You know, chat. That's about the match. Venomous have been here, so hit that follow, subscribe button. I'm almost at 800 on TikTok, so let's get there. But they got some good points. You know, it could have been a lot more. Just something, but it was a good start, and really NXT 2.0 really can be something special, similarly to the Black and Gold. Really, if they decide it and want it to be, it's all really just at the helm of Vinnie Mac now. Lord.
Pretty much.
Lord.
All right. So, guys, as we all know, the NXT brand was going through a rebranding phase. It was noted that Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard, the leads of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, they were going to be taking over for NXT. Now, if you guys weren't aware, these guys were already into the works of NXT for a few months even before this rebrand even was considered or even talked about. If you think Triple H and Shawn Michaels were in control over NXT through maybe the course of, like, let's say May to now, you're literally just fooling yourself. Vince was a part of this all along, and you can see some Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard isms sprinkled in here and there, but now it's full, and we are here, and it's happening, and NXT turned into NXT 2.0. The black and gold is no more. We got a new colorful background, as you guys can see behind us. And it is what it is. Now, how much involvement was Vince involved with here tonight? How much involvement did he have? We're going to talk about it, and you guys can see what happens from here on out. But guys, when you heard this NXT rebrand was going on, what were your first initial thoughts? Now, Bash, I know you were kind of like just saying, hey, we're just going to give it a chance. But I mean, not a lot of people were happy when it came to the black and gold era of NXT ending.
And see, I was giving it a great chance, but then when you hear so much things like Samoa Joe going down,
I
Vinnie
want to
Mac
talk about
taking
that
the
too.
helm, Kevin Dunn taking over with Triple H out, Bruce coming along, and really just so many things. And with Pete Dunne now re-inking and just so many different things coming into play, you start to wonder what kind of NXT this can be. And with Samoa Joe relinquishing that title, I will be the first to say that I think Karrion Kross could have held that maybe over through the changeover. I just, as much as this Fatal 4-Way was so good and Tommaso Ciampa absolutely was a great choice, I just feel for, something as big as a rebrand, you almost want a solid champion going into it. So I feel Samoa Joe just relinquishing it 2 days before is just something absolutely crazy and gave me just more skepticism to add on to it. And so many things you hear about it, it really just it gives you some worrisome going into it, but really was a solid first show. And the performers have been putting on great black and gold shows before going into this, so I wasn't as worried, but just more worried for that backstage portion so much. That's what I was worried for.
Same question to you, Love. I mean, not a lot of people were happy that NXT was going away from the black and gold. And when we heard that Vince and Bruce were going to take full control of this thing, I mean, we all know the state of Monday Night Raw, so
Yeah.
people were just thinking the worst. I was thinking the worst. I literally said NXT was dead. I don't think it's dead now. I think there are some great spots that we can try to propel this thing.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, it's still Vincent and Bruce. So are you still worried about this, or are you literally just going to be in a wait and see mode because this was the first episode?
I think I was wrong to judge it. I still think the appearance of it is very funny. I still think it looks like a freaking Nickelodeon show. But as far as the content goes, I think I'm gonna pull back the reins for right now. Just because tonight wasn't as bad as I thought. So
It really wasn't.
It wasn't a five-star show by any means. It was definitely better than I thought. I saw a lot of things that caught my eye that was like, that's different. You know what I'm saying? This could lead to something. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we know that Vince and Bruce are probably going to turn this show into Raw 2.0. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully
A lot more
Triple H,
colorful.
somebody can, yeah. Hopefully somebody can like stop that before anything. But I mean, I'm gonna pull back the reins for right now. I think I was a little bit too like, oh my god, about this before watching it. So,
But when there's so much happening, it really you can go, oh my god, with Samoa Joe and all that happening.
yeah,
Really can scare you going into it.
yeah.
Before we talk about how much involvement Vince had in tonight's episode of NXT, I want to talk about Samoa Joe because Bash, you brought up a very good point in saying that he literally just vacated the title 2 days before this rebrand even started. He vacated the title on Sunday due to injuries. Now, obviously, those injuries were not disclosed to us, but I fully believe that those injuries are false. He is not injured. I do not believe that he is injured whatsoever, mainly because of the fact that he was literally just here. What did he do in a matter of like 4 days? He was literally just on last week's NXT episode, if I'm not mistaken. So, what did he do in a matter of 4 days to get injured and then all of a sudden just has to relinquish the title? I do not believe that this man is injured for 1 second. I think that Vince just wanted to see these new guys, or at least these 4 men, compete for an NXT championship just to try to grab some more ratings under that belt and see what the heck is going on when it comes to NXT, because now Samoa Joe has no title. all of Samoa Joe winning the NXT Championship at TakeOver is worthless. It's pointless. And now you got Karrion Kross on the main roster when Bash, like you said, could have held this championship during the rebrand process. And now he's on Monday Night Raw chasing the 24/7 championship or whatever the hell he's doing in a broom closet. So what do you guys think about Samoa Joe and how all of that came out and just how now, I mean, we got Tommaso Ciampa as NXT champion, which is a great thing. I love Tommaso Ciampa, but you do not, I repeat, do not just vacate the title 2 days because of injuries when honestly, I fully believe that he is not injured at all.
Yeah, you know how I feel. And definitely just one that, you know, we got Karrion Kross now, the knight in shining armor over on Monday Night Raw when maybe it could have been a fatal 5-way. We could have seen a 5-man pack. We could have seen Tommaso Ciampa walk out and have Karrion's whole loss actually mean something instead of Samoa Joe just up and saying, here, you know, I got to give this title up before the rebrand and you guys can go into this with the fresh champion. Although it does make some sense, yes, I just feel like in the sense of things, it just kind of adds to the chaos that we're already worried about, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Joe's injured either. I think that was just their way of saying, oh, we need a new champion. I was very happy with Tommaso winning. It was just the execution of this stuff. Like, I feel like a lot of people...
You say execution a lot, man, and it's
like,
key. It's key.
Deliberate is key.
Because the thing is, like, I don't want to bring AEW into this, but the thing I've realized very quickly about AEW, a lot of the things that they do at first glimpse, they're like, what the hell is that? And then they execute it well. And I'm like, huh, okay. Like tonight was like a big example of that, because there were a lot of things that when I first saw them, I was like, this is going to be weird. And then they executed it right, or they executed it really bad. And I think a lot of people forget that you can we can leak all their scripts for the next 5 years. Like one day we look on and everything WWE is going to do, title changes, heel turns, everything. We get to see it all. All of that can be taken with a grain of salt, because as soon as they execute it the wrong way, it goes away and it loses everything. So it's like a thing with Joe, like Bat said, there's other ways you can have Joe drop the title, not to say, oh, he is injured when he probably isn't injured. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're how do you say, insulting our intelligence.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And
JD says that all the time. Do not insult our intelligence, because we know things better than they think.
We're not stupid. They treat us like we're stupid sometimes. I don't know why, but there's other ways you can do this. Was tonight the worst way? No, but it wasn't the best way at the same time. And when you're in this, when WWE is, you know, they're always pumping their chest out about their viewers and their ratings and they're the top this and top that. You have to be able to consistently execute this stuff the right way. And if you can't do that, you're going to fall through the cracks, I should say. So.
And I mean, look, when it comes to this rebrand, guys, I mean, we saw some new faces here tonight that honestly look really impressive. And I'm going to talk about this guy right off the top, as I'm going to add this to the StreamYard so that we can show everybody who this young man is. I'm going to put it to the side like this, and we will be showing, oh shoot. Nope. I guess I can't.
Technical difficulties, chat.
Yeah, so
Jay, you're just gonna stare at this.
You're just gonna stare at that man real quick.
Look at this man with the shirt.
Shoot, hold on.
Look at this wrestling man.
Maybe we can. They never really told you. See, now the thing is with StreamYard, guys, they literally once you make an account, they don't show you any kind of tutorial or anything. They kind of just let you do what you need to do. But you know what, Bash? I am sorry. You're just going to be covered real quick as we talk about this guy.
Fuck it, cover it up.
This man.
You're going to cover my man? What you going to do?
Well, look, I don't know what to do. Maybe something like that. Nope. You know, you guys can cover me. There you go. This guy right here, the man was in the first match of this rebrand. Now, if you guys don't know who that is, that's actually Rick Steiner's son.
Yeah.
And Bronson Rex Steiner. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The man is now known as... What the heck is he known as now?
It was something...
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I was like...
Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker. And he beat LA Knight tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean... We're going to be talking about the match here real quick as we get into the actual review portion of NXT tonight. This is your NXT review for September 14th, 2021. And guys, like, Braun Breaker, a new signee to NXT, a former fullback for the Baltimore Ravens on their practice squad, is now a part of NXT and got a win over LA Knight tonight. Just tell me your thoughts on that, because I mean, that right there, the story alone is insane.
I mean, I was very caught off guard by that because I didn't know who it was. I had no idea that he was going to go out there and just beat LA Knight after LA Knight's going to. I knew he was going to be in the Fatal 4. I thought they were taking LA Knight out of the Fatal 4 too. I mean, he looked good. I don't like his name, but I mean, he looked good, and his attire matched the NXT colors, so I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got nothing but good stuff to say about him. I like him. Him and Ciampa had a little thing at the end, so I mean.
Yeah, that's a great cliffhanger to end the show off with. So.
It wasn't bad. It definitely gave me some worries for LA Knight in the moment, because I was like, what does this mean in going to the Fatal 4? I was like, is he going to get taken out? Is he going to lose this now too, which he ended up losing? And but overall, he did look impressive, and you know, you understand why though LA Knight lost, because it's not like he's going to win that and go on and, you know, fucking tear up a Fatal 4-way as well. Gotta save your energy up somewhere.
Yeah,
but he did look impressive. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes. So I mean, the match gets underway and Knight goes to work on Breaker, beating him into the corner. But Braun fires back with a clothesline, which looked nasty. The man is a former football player, guys. So he's gonna be stiff whether anyone likes it or not. Former fullback out of the University of Michigan. From the Baltimore Ravens practice squad. This man is not messing around. So Breaker takes a headlock, gets shot off, and hits a shoulder tackle. Breaker grabs a wrist lock and slams Knight to the mat a few times. And Knight breaks free and hits a clothesline of his own. Then lands a big right hand and some stomps. Breaker whips Knight into the corner, but misses a splash. And Knight lands a neckbreaker. Knight takes too much time to taunt to the fans, and Breaker rallies with a shoulder tackle once again. Knight lands a fury of right hands, then a knee to the face. Braun lifts Knight into a military press and turns it into a power slam for the 1, 2, 3. Braun Breaker beats LA Knight to kick off the new era of NXT. And the man did look impressive, I will say that, but it was a very short match, and we just have to see more of him to see where he really fits into this entire thing, because he started off with LA Knight tonight, and then at the end of the night, he was staring face to face with the NXT champion. So obviously they see something in him right away if he's staring face to face with Tommaso Ciampa, no?
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to ask you that when I first heard that. I was like, oh, Phil must like him because he was a Baltimore fullback. I was like, I didn't know that he even was.
Now, he was on the practice squad, so he didn't really get to see much of the field. He honestly got released in August of 2020, so this was honestly last season when he got signed, not even this season.
Okay.
But from what we saw from him in practice, I mean, he impressed the living hell out of me. So I knew right then and there he was going to do something great. But then I heard that he was a part of the latest signings for the Performance Center, and I was like, oh, shoot. All right, so we obviously released him. They didn't, like, when it comes to practice squad releases, they don't announce it to the NFL public.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of just let it go under the radar. Mm-hmm. So once I saw the whole class of NXT guys in the Performance Center for 2020, I saw him standing there, and I was like, oh, shoot, wait a second. I thought he was on the Ravens. What happened? And then I looked him up and was like, oh, shoot, he got released. Okay. But but now he's here. And he looked okay, but like I said, it's a very small sample size when you're in the ring for like maybe 5-6 minutes against LA Knights. So we'll see what happens. Any last words on Braun Breaker before we go to the next segment?
I had something, but I can't remember now. I lost the thought. We'll move on.
All right. Up next, we had Imperium taking on Brooks, Jensen, and Josh Briggs. Before we move into this match, I have to say, when it comes to Imperium's entrance and the new stage, that shit is way too bright and way too blinding. They need to fix something because there are so many lights on that thing, and when you have as many colors as you do on that ramp, on that entranceway alone, it's really distracting. I like, that's the main thing when it comes to the new color scheme of NXT. It's distracting as hell.
Yeah.
Like, at least when it was a black and gold brand, you had two colors to deal with. Now you got splashes of random colors flying at your face, and things are popping out of nowhere, like slimes coming at you like Nickelodeon, and things are happening. So, but the match, even though this was kind of a short match too, Imperium picks up the win. And, I mean, it's not like they weren't going to pick up the win. It's against not two randoms. We've seen these guys before, but it's Imperium. You're not going to have these guys lose.
It was a better match than I thought. Because Briggs and Jensen got more offense in than I thought they were going to. I thought it was going to be just a hell of a squash match, and Imperium was going to walk out fucking in a few minutes. But it went a lot longer than I thought. I mean, it was still short, but definitely
I will give you that.
I will give you that. Longer than I thought.
But yeah, I mean, Imperium win. You weren't going to have these guys lose. But yeah, Imperium. Impressive as always. I like these two. I just hope that they have a chance to use them, and maybe we can have some kind of NXT championship push down the line for the tag team division.
Sure that.
What are your thoughts on Imperium, Loff? You like them, or?
To me, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
They don't do much for me. They are freaking stiff as hell, but
yeah.
They don't.
I mean, they're with Walter.
Yeah,
they're with Walter. So if you're not learning to be stiff from that guy,
yeah. But which also what you said about the lights too. That shit was bright. We're going to talk at the end. At the end, it's like they turned them up. I don't know what happened, because it was like they got brighter as the night went on. It was ridiculous.
I don't know what it is. I mean, like I like the new stage and everything. I think the new stage actually looks pretty sick. I think it looks cool. But there are way too many lights on that stage.
That was the only issue. The stage itself looked cool. It was just they turned on every single light.
Yeah.
Tommaso one, it looked like God was there. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is why my eyes hurting.
I had to have my light on the entire night, like my actual fan light and everything. Because if I turned that shit off and my room was completely pitch black, like my family would have to come in here saying, "Phil, like, why are you literally like shining a light in your eyes just so that you can get blind all of a sudden?" Because like it was so goddamn bright.
Gotta cut the lights. Gotta cut the lights.
But Imperium got the win here. Of course they did. You weren't gonna have them lose as always. I just want these guys to be tag team champions at some point because these guys have not won tag team championships yet. And you would think they have because they're so that goddamn talented.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I'm mistaken. Maybe maybe they won them over in the UK for NXT.
I don't know.
I'm gonna take a look now because if I'm wrong, people are gonna yell at me in the comments anyway. Oh, yeah. Wait, when the heck was they were tag team champion? Okay, yep. You guys have all the rights to yell at me because apparently they were tag team champions.
Oh. All right.
When the heck was this? Oh God, wait, yeah, they beat. Oh, that's right, they beat Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne at Takeover Portland. Oh God, wait, that was. Oh well, that was February 2020. So, yeah, that was a long time ago. That was about a year ago.
Oh man.
All right, yeah, you guys can have your fun
like,
in the
nah.
comments about yelling at me. But yeah, great stuff there. We move on to Hit Row as they're backstage. And B-Fab is having her first ever match in NXT.
Finally.
B-Fab just talks her stuff and says that everyone knows that she can spit, but the time for talk is over, and she has her first match in NXT. To be completely fair and to be completely honest, I did not know that she was a wrestler. I thought that she was kind of just signed in with NXT to be the talking piece of Hit Row. Now, obviously, everyone in that stable can talk. We all know that. But I thought she was there for solely talking purposes. But when I saw her in the ring tonight, she has potential.
Mm-hmm.
She does. There were some clunky stuff here and there when it comes to her in-ring movement. But other than that, I can totally see her cleaning that shit up, and she can do something in this women's division. If they use her right. I'll say that.
Yeah.
She faced Katrina Cortez and beat her in mere minutes, so.
She did.
So thoughts on B-Fab, guys? I mean, this was her first match in NXT.
Wasn't bad. It was really the promo was it got me hyped up. The match itself was definitely a short one and not much offense, but she doesn't look too bad, so I won't complain. Definitely excited to see more of her, and she was a great mouthpiece, addition to Hit Row, but I definitely feel she can execute and she could be used in the ring. She just needs to work. Get some work in.
It was her first match. It's not like she's gonna have a 5-star classic as her first thing. She's gotta work her way into this.
Yeah.
It was a good first one.
I was happy to see her in the ring. I was ecstatic as soon as I realized that she was going to be in the ring. I've been waiting for this for a long time. The match itself, like y'all said, she got a lot of stuff to work on as far as just the movement. But take all that away, and she still looks solid in there. She still looks like a force, you know what I'm saying? So just probably like a few weeks of just like working with probably the people that she trains with, it would be cleaned up that easy. I was more focused on towards the end of. I figured Phil wanted to say it, but towards the end, that's where I was like, "Oh God, this is what I've been asking for." You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, near the end of the match, we got two stables just staring a
Yeah.
hole down each other, and this is gonna be something, y'all. We got Electra Lopez and Legado del Fantasma with a B-Fab and Hit Row in the ring. Now, after the match, B-Fab gets on the mic and says that people thought that she could not do this, but they can all do this. Cortez stuck her nose in the Kool-Aid, but she didn't know the flavor. I don't know what that was about, but you know what? It works because it's B-Fab.
You didn't know the
It's
flavor.
B-Fab, so it works.
You know what I'm saying?
The amount of flavors there are, that was the best.
Yeah, you can't be sticking your nose if you don't know the flavor.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I have no idea what that was, but it's B-Fab, so it works. It just works.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, Aiden. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's coming in my post War Games, and like what exactly in that moment at that end I was praying for.
So
I hope it builds to. It ain't got to be something that we can see right away. We can build this thing. We can marinate this up to War Games and let this thing really clash at each other.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
Aiden, B-Fab beat Katrina Cortez. That was her name. Electra Lopez is with Legado del Fantasma.
I want them to fight so bad. I want.
So they come out. Legado del Fantasma and Electra come out, and she says that B-Fab obviously hasn't learned her lesson, so they can run it back. Even though they haven't fought yet, so I don't know why they're running it back, but it is what it is. It works for what it is. And this time she won't need a pipe to shut her little yap. B-Fab says that she'd love to do it again, and she can do it right now. Lopez's game, and Santos Escobar stops her. Says, B-Fab says, he saved your life. He saved your life. And this is going to go down, guys. And I will say it right now, Aiden, I feel you are completely right.
Yes, sir.
NXT TakeOver War Games is happening in November around Survivor Series. You do this in War Games. You do a mix. You do a mixed version of War Games with the 2 women and 6 men. That would be perfect for this, because this is a War Games type feud. Because nothing else on this brand screams War Games to me except this.
Yeah.
Because you can't have this as a normal 8-person tag with mixed. You can't have this as a normal mixed tag team match with all these 8 guys. You can't.
Yeah.
This is a blood feud. This is meant for War Games.
Yeah. It's gonna be something. This is gonna be my first time watching a live War Games. So if this is the first time for me to experience that, I want it to be Hit Row versus that's oh my god, I'm so excited for that. Oh my god.
Now listen, Loft, I know Peacock sucks, but NXT TakeOver War Games is something to look at. All right? Because all these other War Games matches that happened in NXT before this rebrand have been phenomenal. The one with Pat McAfee in it. That was fucking fantastic.
I ain't gonna lie, I haven't seen them because I was Triple Crown is when I came in. Keith Lee getting crowned dual champion. That was when I came in. But I've seen clips of all of them and they look fire. Laugh, they do.
I fully recommend you guys look at something, especially with the Undisputed Era. I mean, if you guys want to see Adam Cole in NXT in one of the highlights of his entire career over there in NXT, you look at something with the Undisputed Era, because these guys were the king of War Games until Undisputed Era fully part of their ways, I'll say. But man, this has to be War Games. This has to be. And Bash, you already said it here. I mean, you said that Aiden is 100% right in this, right?
Yeah. Not they. If this doesn't build anything else, it's what are we doing here? That just shows that the Hellman writing team is already taking a turn for the worse if it does not build this, because typically it would. This typically smells War Games. The smell of war is rising with William Regal screaming, "War Games!"
Oh man.
Man,
And if we don't get that, I'm going to be very disappointed.
it's just a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And when
And
you
plus,
have
I really want to
opportunities like
see.
this,
I want to see Hit Row in that element. I really do.
yeah.
I want to see what they have to offer in that element.
When you have opportunities like this, you have to strike, and you have to strike when the iron's hot. Because, I mean, I'm gonna use. I mean, this is nothing like the two main events that we were talking about for the WrestleMania that we were talking about last night for the Raw review, but you're not gonna have The Rock for much longer. One match, and he's done, and he's going after Roman. You're not gonna have these stables together forever, or you're not gonna have these stables together in the same place forever, because I feel like Hit Row, once everything is all said and done, and when these guys don't have championships anymore, these guys are going to the main roster. Like, these guys are groomed already, and they have not even been here for a cup of coffee yet. These guys are not going to be in the same brand much longer. So you do this now, before anything else happens.
Right about that.
So we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. But guys, after that, we had the return of Austin Theory in some kind of like open bar segment before the wedding. And he brings out Damien Priest because Austin thought that Damien Priest was a real priest that was going to literally marry Index. Johnny said, look, you know Damien Priest is not a real priest, right? That's just his name. Austin looked really sad. He was like, I did all this work for nothing. But they hugged it out, and the family is fully back together. So this is just a really random segment that got Damien Priest to NXT for a matter of 2 minutes. I don't think this is a random callback to NXT for Damien Priest, but, well, considering he's the United States champion, he can. But
yeah,
it was fun to see him in just this kind of random, silly segment because, I mean, heck, it's Damien Priest. You're going to like him.
yeah.
So, I mean, nothing really much to say here. It's just, I mean, this is just wrestling comedy. It's just an NXT homecoming for Damien Priest at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I really
And then we
enjoyed that
had-
segment, though.
Oh, you did? You did, yeah.
I don't know why. Priest getting that chance and just popping through. I don't know why. I was like, let's go. I was like, this dude is legit.
And Cameron Grimes earned the respect of Damien Priest that night when he just gave him a glass. So he's like, all right, respect, Cameron. And there you go. So after that, guys, we had a heel turn that shocked the living hell out of me, and I loved it. I loved every single second. Carmelo Hayes is now a heel in NXT with a guy that honestly looked very impressive in what is his name? His name is Trick Williams.
his promo was cool, but there were like there's some points where I was like, what? Like I understood where he was going with his promo, but it was like I think he needs a little bit more time on the mic, honestly.
Did I can't even say this on. Okay. I'm gonna type it in the private chat.
What are you gonna say? No, I'm scared.
I don't know. What? I'm scared as hell. The boy typing a memoir.
At some point, did I hear that? Because I felt like I heard that when he was just talking
You
fast.
might have. He was talking so quick.
He was talking so fast, I felt like he was saying. I might have to watch back that promo.
I was going to watch back this program in general just because a few things I can't remember. There was a few things I wanted to watch back, but no, I can't remember why.
I can't say it on YouTube, guys. If you like watch back the promo and
say it. Chad, you ready to catch this man in 4K?
I can't say it.
Still thought Trick said a word.
Yeah.
You can't say on television. We're gonna leave it at that.
Right. Yeah. But he was talking so goddamn fast. I thought I heard it. If he didn't, I'm sorry. I guess he was just talking really fast for me. But he offers a hand to Hayes as well. Hayes was literally just talking about he has a target on his back now that he has this the contract for winning the breakout tournament. And Trick was literally saying, "Hey, why aren't you humble? You got this opportunity. Don't let this squander." So he offers him a hand. They shake their hands, and in saying that, he says that he's right. It's hard to be this good and be so humble. The contract he earned in the breakout tournament means that he's already a champion. He is the golden child. So if he decides to shoot, he's not going to miss. And so they make the turn to leave. They were going up the ramp, and Duke Hudson, a man that Carmelo beat in the tournament, just walked out. He said that you were lucky to beat me in the tournament, and you know that. And Hudson shoves both of them. Trick says, "Look, this ends now, and we're just gonna kick his ass." He runs in there, hits some kind of power slam like maneuver, and they just stomp on the guy for a few minutes to pretty much just show their dominance. And that's it. I mean, we got Carmelo Hayes as a heel now. They hit a springboard clothesline, and now that's it. They just posed, and that's it. I don't know what this means, but I like this aggressive side to Carmelo Hayes.
I love it. I think this is going to be something. I don't know what it is about those two. I think this might be something serious very, very soon because the crowd
they bowed about it.
They bowed about it.
Yeah. I haven't heard anyone say they're about it, and I don't know how long, but I thought that was funny. But the crowd was extremely behind Melo. I think Trick will eventually fall into that as well. But I like this a lot. This is definitely my favorite part of the show tonight. Definitely.
I didn't mind it. I want to see just kind of where Carmelo's contract goes and just more of his ability because I'm a fan of him. So I don't mind it. Trick definitely just needs to iron out those kinks, but it's his first appearance, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down for anything Carmelo Hayes because I think he is just that good. He was the clear. It was either him or Odyssey Jones that were going to be the clear-cut favorites for that breakout tournament. But you just look at Odyssey and you just see clear babyface all the way because of how infectious he is. But with Carmelo, you can see both. You can see him being a babyface and you can see him being a heel. And with this guy now and Williams by his side, him being a heel with him is going to be perfect. So I just want to see where this goes. I hope that we can get some sort of progression here. But one final question before we move on to the women's tag team match. They're heels now, but is there a possible way at some point down the line Williams turns on Hayes and we see those two go at it? Because usually when it comes to these pairings, one of them turns on the other and we just get the match regardless.
I think that's far down.
And I know that's
the
very
line.
predictable and I know that's very basic,
Yeah.
but it happens.
I think
So you
that
got to
happens-
look at it.
I think that happens as soon as Carmelo wins the championship. I think that's when we're going to see like the tension, like more like a Batista and Rey Mysterio kind of thing, to where like they started to butt heads and then it eventually blew off. But
I thought bro was gonna turn it in tonight. I didn't even,
it looked like it.
bro, for a second, I'm
It
like,
did
hold
look
on.
like it from the
I
time
was,
to time.
I
So
was like, bro, you gotta get your baby face action on first. You can wait to like Trick. Come on, you act
Just
like
like,
about
all right.
to run my man.
because he was
amok.
pretty much saying like, why the hell are you humble at this point? Like, get your
Yeah,
freaking
man.
head in the game.
I'm like, damn, Trick. Like, I guess that's what he's here
Damn,
for, though.
Trick. That's my name. Bash, that's my name now. Damn Trick. That's it.
Damn, Trick.
Damn, Trick.
Damn Trick.
I mean, I know that's a very basic kind of concept. Like, oh yeah, now they're a pairing. Oh yeah, somebody wins the championship from that pairing, and yeah, the other guy that does not have the championship turns on the champion, and there you go. You have your first built-in feud as champion. But
Yeah.
it happens so often that you kind of have to look into it. Now, now here's the thing. Because now that Tommaso Ciampa is NXT champion, he can go after this championship.
Yeah.
Because when it was Samoa Joe, there was no way Carmelo was going after the NXT championship. There was no way.
Yeah.
Because it's Samoa Joe. But now because of these undisclosed injuries, and we had to vacate the title 2 days before this rebrand, and now Tommaso Ciampa is NXT champion, you can see Tommaso Ciampa go up against Carmelo Hayes. That's a very easy match to do. And plus, Tommaso's a babyface. He may not look it, but he is a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the NXT. Who's the NXT North American champion? I'm drawing in a blank.
Swerve.
Guys, help me out in the comments.
Swerve.
Oh
It's
shit!
just Swerve, man.
It is Swerve. That's it.
Yeah.
And you can see Swerve versus Hayes. I think that would be
Please.
fantastic.
Oh my God, please. Oh my God.
I think that would be fantastic.
Oh my good. That's WrestleMania to me.
Yeah, like that. Like that's an NXT Takeover WrestleMania kind of thing.
Oh man. I love
but man, like you can see him go after any of these guys now. So we'll see what happens. I like that he won this thing, and I like that he's a heel now. So let's figure out what the heck is happening, because I'm all in for that. We had my girls, Kacy Catanzaro and Kayden Carter, taking on Jacy Jane and Gigi Dolan. And this was just a very short match. It ended in disqualification when a returning Mandy Rose with the brown hair attacks Kacy from the top rope. And then we had a 6-woman tag team match as soon as we came back from commercial break. Very academic, very predictable, but it was just something that I guess, had to be done. Sarray was added to the mix with Catanzaro and Carter. And then, obviously, Mandy Rose was inserted with Dolan and Jane. It was an okay tag team match. I mean, it's 6 women to fill some time. This was honestly an okay match for what it was. The heels picked up the win here. Of course, they were going to. You're not going to have Mandy lose her first match back in NXT. Well, under this new look, I'll say. And they got the win. Mandy even got the pinfall victory for the team.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mandy has new hair. I don't know how to feel about it. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about what the heck is going on between these 6 women and how everything's going to shake out from here and there.
I mean, I was mad because Kacy took the pinfall. Kayden took the pinfall. I didn't like that.
Oh, I was mad as hell too. I'm a fan of her.
Yeah, I just didn't like that. But I'm happy Mandy won because when you do something like a new makeover kind of thing, the person who did the makeover, you had to have them win, or it doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So, and not to mention, Mandy looked she looked better than the last time I saw her, like as far as like in the ring, because I always saw her more of like a manager role, but it looked like she definitely was putting some work in because she definitely looked a lot smoother as far as wrestling goes, in this match. So.
She's not as bad as a wrestler as people make her seem out to be. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, she's had some hiccups here and there in like her early stages, but who doesn't? Who doesn't?
I feel you.
I mean, she was a bikini model before coming into this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was like in I think she was like in the Miss USA kind of thing or something. I don't know, but like she was some kind of. I mean, first she was some kind of fitness model, and then she went into all that kind of thing. So, but now she's here, and she's been here for a few years, and she's gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like this was like her first day into the wrestling business. She's been here. It's just. Obviously, the main roster was not giving her the opportunity. She was paired up with Dana Brooke. Anytime you're paired up with Dana Brooke from Titus Catering, it's not going to look well for you. Sorry, Dana, but it's true.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's here. She's here with 2 great women in Gigi Dolan and Jacy Jane. And I want to see more of them because I do feel they have potential. So we'll see where it goes.
Good match overall, though. I enjoyed it.
And there's a reason why I didn't say Sarray in any of this is mainly because where does she really fit into this? Yeah, sure, she broke Mandy's face. She broke Mandy's face to get to this point now that she has brown hair, but it's not like she's really going to mean anything to any of this. It's really Gigi and Jacy with Catanzaro and Kayden. And then that's it. That's really the main feud there. And then you just got Mandy Rose sprinkled in there. Sarray was just thrown here just to be thrown here.
Pretty much.
They needed somebody.
I was gonna say they needed the sixth participant.
They needed somebody, and so I mean,
it worked though. It was a good match.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about Sarray because I do think she's a good worker, but they just needed somebody, so they just thrusted her in here.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
And Dana is, to answer your question, Jazz, Dana is relegated to Titus Catering. She is the statistician. And she makes sure that you get the perfect amount of food on every plate that you have every night. That is her job.
I don't know why she doesn't get used much.
Because she's terrible in the ring.
I know, but it's just like I feel like I hate seeing the freaking female wrestlers that have a really good character, especially. I liked her character when it first started. I know she was not the
All
best.
she did was flex.
Yeah, but it was something when I first saw it. It was something. I didn't know what it was. It was just like something. I was like, she could be. It reminded me of. Not I'm gonna say that because then I'm not good. No, fuck, I'm saying that. I don't give a fuck.
Say it.
She
Say
reminded me
it.
of Beth Phoenix, damn it. She reminded me of Beth Phoenix when she first started.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't. That's a hot take.
Hey, yo, shut up, Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, she reminded me of Beth
She
Phoenix.
got ordained tonight, y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shut up,
huge.
Beth. We'll get
I'm
to
glad
that.
she did that.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. But she reminded me of Beth Phoenix, man. Of course, I'm not comparing the two. Beth Phoenix is a freaking legend in WWE. We're not even talking about that. I'm just saying, at first glimpse, Beth Phoenix was like the first thing I thought of when I saw her. Did it come to fruition? Hell no. But I mean,
let's be real. Dana was doomed from the start, mainly because her first pairing was with Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
When you're paired with Charlotte Flair, you are not going to last long. Because obviously it's Charlotte Flair, and Charlotte's going to be the one to break out of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was not going to be Dana.
Yeah.
And when that happened, she got relegated right then and there.
Yeah.
Then they tried to pair her with some people here and there. They did the Mandy one recently. But Mandy was the better one out of the two. So they used her more.
That's facts.
It's nothing against Dana. Like, look, I feel like look. She's probably a really nice human being. I'm not even gonna say probably. I bet she is. I bet that locker room loves her. But there's nothing for her to do.
Mm.
So she's just sitting in the back. Maybe a move to NXT could be the right move for her, but at the end of the day, what else is she going to do to elevate this women's division? Because this women's division is already stacked.
Yeah.
So wherever she goes, it's not going to work out for her. And it's nothing against her. It's just the landscape of the business. I don't know how you feel about that, Bash, but that's just how I feel. It's...
Yeah, I'll keep it a buck. Sorry, yeah, I really I don't care for Dana Brooks. Really, that's just me. I never have. I just never saw the draw in her. That's just me personally, my personal flavor. But well, you make a good point. There's so many great women in all the divisions: NXT, SmackDown, Raw. It's like, where are you gonna throw her to let her shine? Because we barely are letting the women that are on Raw shine with Charlotte running that shit. You know, we've got Becky, Bianca, Sasha that are running the show on SmackDown, and then NXT is really doing their thing and trying to build up what they're doing now, and AEW is still trying to iron out their kinks and build up their foundation, you know, so it's really, I mean, maybe you should take it to Impact or AEW if you need to, girl, but I feel like she's really definitely lost in the shuffle.
And Quincy, just to answer your comment real quick, Mandy moved down mainly because she requested to. She requested to move back down to NXT. So that's why they did this whole trade. They traded her to NXT. They traded her to NXT, and then they traded Aaliyah, a former NXT women's talent. They traded her to Monday Night Raw. She just has not made her debut yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're trying to find something to do, but she probably is not going to find anything to do. So they're just going to keep her there until they find some way to probably do a squash match or something. But yeah, she requested to move down. If Dana requested to move down, then I'll be talking about it differently. But right now, Dana's just stuck in Titus Catering for all I know, and that's just how it is. We had... Well, due to an attack earlier on in the locker room, during the tag team portion of the women's debacle, Kyle O'Reilly is no longer cleared to compete in the Fatal 4-Way, and a guy named Von Wagner was inserted into the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw Von Wagner, I'm like, I feel like Vince is going to have him win the championship.
Oh, I almost thought so. This whole thing was a Vince move. Everything smells Vince.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he shook the hand of Regal, I'm like, that's your champion.
If it ain't Vince, it's someone very close to him-esque. And it almost made me think that he was going to walk out with that title. It very much would have... It almost would have put the rebrand as questionable to me. Out of because you introduce someone to the audience brand new, we don't know him, and put the title on him for the rebrand. It would have been... He looked good though, and he definitely showed out, with the best of NXT. But I just I'm glad Tommaso walked out with this. So that's who Von Wagner is. He's a new guy, but he showed out. He did his thing. Did okay.
So
we'll be seeing more of him, I feel.
So Von's actual name before he obviously had the name changed to what he is now. He's known as Cal Bloom. That was his last ring name, Cal Bloom. I literally have no idea who the guy is. Apparently he debuted in May 2019, so he's only been wrestling for a few years.
Okay.
I honestly haven't heard of... This is what I remembered my thought earlier that I forgot. Outside of that Olympic gold medalist, I haven't heard of any signings, really. I feel like everyone has been kind of snuffed under my radar.
Oh, Gable Stevenson.
Yeah, that's really the only... Okay. And then the guy that's going to be like Gunner or whatever, who's going to come up into NXT, I think. I've just seen a lot of photos of him and Gable. And those are really the only two signings I've heard of. Everyone else, I just feel like they bring on board all of a sudden and pop up on TV. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh, that's who that is.
He's a former tight end out of the University of Central Florida.
We got so many football players in this bitch.
Yeah,
Vince loves them.
I see football so much.
I don't know, bro. Vince in the XFL. We got Bill Goldberg. We got...
So, I'm reading up on his professional wrestling career now. In his early years, Cal is a second-generation professional wrestler. His father, Wayne Bloom, wrestled during the 1980s and into the 1990s under the promotion of WCW. Okay. And earlier parts of the WWF, because that's what it was back then. Despite not making a prior in-ring debut, Bloom underwent early training from pro wrestling veterans, including his father, Wayne, Ken Kennedy, and Brad Ringens.
Ken?
Yeah. So, and now in 2019, he's under the name of Von Wagner, and here he is. So, I mean, he's here. So, as soon as he shook the hand of Regal, I'm like, that's it. That's your champion. Because I just felt like that was probably going to be something Vince would do. Let's see. We had Ridge Holland kill Drake Maverick on national television. Nothing else to say.
Absolutely kill.
He literally murdered Drake Maverick tonight.
On to the next.
What do you think of Ridge Holland though? Because I mean, yeah, sure, he murdered the guy tonight, but I mean, such a small sample size, he can't really get a read on the guy. But we've seen him so many times.
Something about him really like screams ruthless aggression era vibe. Like he gives me like that Mark Jindrak, Nathan Jones type feel, and I do like him a lot.
I'm glad you said that. That's exactly who I think of too.
We just gotten such small sample sizes, as you said, but he gives me just like such ruthless aggression era vibes. Bye, Quincy. Vibes.
Good night, guys. Good night, Quincy. But
every time I see him, I just think Nathan Jones. I don't know, like, and like Nathan Jones it turned out to be really nothing, but so I don't want to compare him to that. But Ridge Holland just has that kind of big look, and I like Ridge Holland though. It was a great squash match, and Drake got killed.
So we had. Oh, okay. Lost back. So Ridge Holland killed Drake Maverick tonight. Thoughts on that before we move on?
I don't know what to say. He just threw him around for about 2 minutes and it was over. I was like, okay.
We legitimately witnessed a murder on NXT TV.
That's all that was. He just threw him around. That's all. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know. They could have started the wedding earlier. Was that the last match for the wedding or no? I think it was.
No. The last match before the wedding was the actual NXT title match.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that. Shit. I think that was like later for some reason.
We had the Creed brothers take on Diamond Mines, Dan Jarmon and Trevor Skelly.
That's what threw me off. I was barely paying attention to that. That's what threw me off. I was not paying attention to that.
The Creed brothers literally killed people on national TV just like Ridge Holland did in a very short match.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't get a good sample size on these guys again. And we really don't know if these guys can wrestle or if these guys can spell the word wrestling. The match was very short.
Yeah.
So how can we get a good read on these guys if we can't figure out how long they can go?
You don't. You just gotta hope. It's like when Ryback.
They look fantastic.
Yeah.
They looked fantastic in the squash, but it's a squash.
Remember when Ryback faced the local competitors every week on SmackDown? He just smashed them in like 30
exactly.
seconds. It's like that.
Exactly.
We don't know if he can really go until we put him in the.
And then the whole CM Punk thing happened, and then that's kind of where everything went downhill. But
yeah, it was like that's I think what they're doing with this tag team.
For Ryback and CM Punk.
Yeah.
It went downhill.
And Cena partially. We see
and Cena, yeah.
But I don't know.
But Bash, thoughts on the Creed brothers as we literally witnessed murder again.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, they are growing on me every week. Them boys absolutely like when I watched them slap each other to tag themselves in, I was just in awe. I was like, these boys are fucking different menaces. Like these boys are.
I kind of want to know if these guys are football players too.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. They seem more of that wrestling aspect. They definitely seem like they've got some more ability to them. Oh, no, actually, I heard them talking about it. They have an amateur background in wrestling. They were doing something. Heard them talking in the commentary.
Okay.
Can't remember where it was.
So the Creed brothers, Julius Creed and Brutus Creed, made their date. Okay. Are world-class athletes, national champions. Place number 1 in the NCAAs. Okay. Yep.
Biggest names left in NXT.
And Julius Creed, he placed in the Olympic trials in Greco and freestyle. Okay, so yeah, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, they definitely look like they know what they're doing. They definitely. I mean, they're so fucking strong. Sometimes it may look rough, but they know what they're doing.
Okay. I mean that makes me feel a little bit better now. And with that kind of background to them, I feel like they can definitely go in a longer kind of pace match. But for right now, they're just doing squash matches until further notice. So we'll see what happens. And we had a new member join tonight as Ivy Nile joins Diamond Mine. We saw this random chick just standing there in the background of their entrance. I literally had no idea what was happening, but she was here and she got put into the group. I don't know who she is. Apparently, she was a part of what was she a part of? She was a part of some TV show before all this. What was it?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's called Titan
Games or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. It's on NBC.
Okay.
It's some like American Ninja Warrior thing. I feel like.
Okay. No, that makes sense.
I think it's something like that. She was freaking ripped though.
Yeah.
Freaking shredded.
I mean,
Shit.
I kind of want to see what she can do.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope we see something of it. I mean, next week we're probably gonna get a squash match for her, and then next week we also got a.
Jazz just said it. It's the Rock show.
Oh, okay.
I forgot he had a show. Damn.
Yeah, so Titan Games with The Rock. Okay.
The Rock says.
So yeah, we're probably gonna squash match next week for her, and we also have the Cruiserweight Championship as Roderick Strong takes on Kushida.
Kushida's gonna lose.
They better throw a tag team at her. She gonna fucking.
So that's your prediction next week, Loff? We're going to see Roderick Strong as new Cruiserweight Champion?
Unfortunately. If they want something to make this stable less boring than it already is, you just put the championship on Kushida at this point. Like, there's no way to make this... Cause this is the most boring part of NXT for me. Every time I see that Diamond Mine thing, I just feel like I want to go to sleep. So the only thing... You got to put the title on them to make it somewhat of an interest level.
Even to be completely honest, I literally had no idea Kushida was champ.
I mean, he's been going for a while. I forget why. I think he had the virus. I think I'm not sure, but
that's a strong accusation there, Olaf.
No, I really thought he did. I thought that was the report. I don't know, but I thought that was the reason why he wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I was just happy to see him, but I know that they're gonna probably drop the title because they're pushing Diamond Mine now. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
What's your thoughts on the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match next week, Bash?
I mean, I'm not really excited for it. I mean, Roderick Strong's a good wrestler. I just, as Loff said, there's some. I mean, that Diamond Mine, they've got good wrestlers, but there's something about them that is not that exciting factor. Maybe that championship could be it. Maybe those tag team championships could be it. Who knows? Even though I do like the NXT tag team champions right now, but I just feel even when that cruiserweight champion walked out, I honestly was like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like, I'm like, "Who is this?"
Yeah.
Like, literally, because I've been consistently watching, for like the past 5. I mean, cumulative for a little while now, but for consistently the past 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, and I'm like, I have not seen you once, bro. Where you been? I'm like, who the fuck is this? And he's the cruiserweight champion. I'm like, shit.
He's been around and went away for like a few months. I forget how long he's been out, but I could have swore that was the reason. I hope it's not.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
So Kushida won the championship on a random episode of NXT on April 13th, 2021 by beating Santos Escobar, if you can believe it. He was known as Hilo del Fantasma. He was in a mask at the time, and then he took off the mask, revealing that it was Santos Escobar. And Santos held the title for 321 days at the time. So he was champion for a very long time. And now Kushida has held this championship for about 155 days. We can see a new champion because I think honestly at that point, at 155 days, it could be time. It could be time for Kushida to lose that title, and I'll double down on it with Loft. I'll predict a new cruiserweight champion in Roderick Strong next week. So we'll see what happens. But Santos Escobar was cruiserweight champion before the whole Legado del Fantasma thing, and not a lot of people realize that because that was over 300 days ago, and that's insane.
I had no idea. That's news to me.
I mean, he was cruiserweight champion before being known as Santos Escobar. On April 13th, 2021, he was NXT champion before Kushida beat him. So he was champion this year.
Been a long year, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh.
He only has had the championship, Kushida has, for 5 months.
Damn.
But I mean, considering I literally had no idea Kushida was champion, it obviously has not been that good of a reign.
Unfortunately.
So, if you want this stable to mean something, put that title on Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
We had, what did we have next?
Main event. I think.
Yes, we did. We had the main event. Vacant NXT Championship match, Fatal 4-Way, as Pete Dunne took on LA Knight, Tommaso Ciampa, and Von Wagner. This was a very good NXT Championship match.
Very good.
Top to bottom, great stuff. It's been 809 days since Goldie was around the waist or in the clutches of Tommaso Ciampa, or 908. It was either 809 or 908.
908. 908.
908.
Yeah.
So it's been 908 days since he has been in the grasp of Goldie, and he has it now.
Jazz just said it. I forgot about that. Tony D'Angelo's promo.
Oh, yeah. Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah.
He stole the gimmick of JD from NY206.
That was funny.
He if you guys know JD, you know JD. But you know, like, his intro to his podcast is literally exactly like that promo. It's in a dark alley, or it's just dark. They're just in the streets at nighttime, and he's just talking, and it's great. I mean, he literally stole JD's intro, and it was great. I hope we see more of Tony D'Angelo, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Bash, it seems like Tony D'Angelo, you didn't even see this happen.
Fuck no, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't cap.
When was that promo, Jazz? If you remember,
That was before the
in between
the Diamond Mine match.
I totally forgot about it. I was watching. I was like, huh, who the hell is this guy? He's just like, oh yeah, I'm coming.
It was right after.
Like, oh yeah, Tony D'Angelo.
Right after Nathan Jones went at it, not Roderick Strong, motherfucking Rich Holland went at it, and it was between that and.
But
overall,
But yeah,
what a main event. Really.
I hope to see more of D'Angelo. That's all I'm gonna say from there. But a main event, man. That main event was something special.
Yes, it was.
908 days,
Great spots all around.
and Goldie is
Really,
back.
just
in the
a-
clutches of
I'm
Tommaso
2 for 2 with these championship
Ciampa.
matches. I ain't gonna hold you. I said,
Yo, and
maybe-
shout out to Von though, bro. He honestly got thrown in there
He
with
was
what
really impressive.
with what NXT has left. He got thrown in there and honestly performed well. So shout out to Von. Shout out to the other three as well. Jacy walking out with the championship is a great choice, as much as 1C doesn't think so. TC is the choice, and the choice needed to go into this rebrand for now, even though there were many good ones, you know, P. Dunne, LA Knight. There were many good choices, but TC is the man. 908 long days, and what a match. Just absolutely incredible.
Now before the whole taking out Kyle O'Reilly thing, I thought it was going to be Pete Dunne. I predicted Pete Dunne. It was either going to be in the rankings, rankings. I had Pete Dunne, Tommaso Ciampa, Kyle O'Reilly, LA Knight. Those were my rankings. But then when I saw Vaughn be placed right in there, I'm like, oh, yep, he's champion. But that obviously was not the case. Vaughn looked very impressive here. But in the end, Tommaso Ciampa, no one will survive. Dun 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 dun. No one will survive. Picked up the win.
Yeah.
And it was great. I loved every single second of it. He hit Widow's Peak for the 1, 2, 3. He hit Fairy Tale Ending. The Widow's Peak is that draping DDT that he does, which always looks brutal.
Yeah.
But the Fairy Tale Ending to LA Knight, 1, 2, 3. Goldie is back with Tommaso Ciampa. And it's a great thing.
Yeah. I was very happy that was the ending result of this match.
Facts.
That's all I want to ever see. I saw him do those promos. I don't know why. I don't know how long he's gonna hold it.
I should have saw it coming, because with those
Yeah.
promos, I'm like, they're obviously setting him up for something. But I just thought it was going to be Pete Dunne before the whole taking out Kyle
I think
O'Reilly
Pete
thing.
Dunne will be soon. It was a good match and a solid main event. I honestly forgot about the wedding and was wondering why this shit was cutting short. But it was definitely because I was like, damn, this boy about to be a 40-minute banger. I was like, he's just about to go. But overall,
I did not think that we were going to have the wedding as the last thing we were going to see.
I didn't either, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. It was a good wedding still too, but I gotta hit the hay and sleep, boys. So I will catch y'all, Batch Pack and Wolf Pack. Overall, great rebrand in NXT though. That's all I'll say.
Talk soon, Bash.
Talk to y'all boys soon. Good night, boys.
Let's talk about this wedding before we get the heck out of here, shall we?
Yeah.
This was something.
That was hilarious. I loved every moment. I didn't think I would love it. I did not think I would love it. That was great.
Man, so you kind of have to read everything, because some of the stuff that happened here tonight, and if I just kind of skim through it, you guys would not believe me that this happened. But all of this happened.
Yeah.
So we're back live in the ring, and it was all just transformed into a wedding type of setting. You had the awning and everything. You had the minister right there. You had everybody sitting in chairs. The ring ropes were actually taken off.
Yeah.
And everything, so that you can see that.
Yeah.
And the guys are just sitting as the minister introduces everyone. Gargano doesn't want to give her away, but Candice says, "All right, just she makes them sit down." and says, "All right, fine, I gave her away." Literally acting like he is her father. Perfect, love it. Austin Theory is asked if he has the rings, but he doesn't. It turned out to be Eichmann Giro that has the ring, as he just lets his manhood hang out, and he has the
Don't
rings.
say that. He did not do that. So you know what that means?
Yeah, no, I just realized what I said. He lets
his chest.
just there.
He opened his chest.
He opened his chest.
Hey, that's crazy.
And there's the ring. There are the rings.
Oh man.
Shit. I just said that on TV. Or YouTube. Live. Oh well. We're here for it. Minister asked if they have anybody that would want to say, hey, no, this wedding should not happen. Everybody raised their hand, which was hilarious. And then Dexter pulls his jacket out, revealing a knife, which terrified the living hell out of me.
Hatchet in his jacket.
Or axe, or whatever it was.
Whatever that thing was.
Like, why? What?
Don't ruin his wedding. I mean, he's gonna cut you, I guess. With that axe that he just has.
So they do this whole they do the whole wedding vows and everything. Indi shares her vows and says that Lumis is a cuddly teddy bear. Everybody in the audience awed. And it was like an audible awe. It's like literally you can hear everybody say it. Says that when people call him a freak, he's like, damn right he is. He's my freak. Which is just so bad. Like, I mean, look. I made a mistake early on in this podcast, but like, look, anything that she says, I might get taken down.
Yeah, she was going crazy. I don't know.
She was going crazy.
That was funny.
Sheesh. There was a dirty. I can't even say what she said. Like, there was just a dirty story about going in some kind of room. That's it.
Gargano.
Gargano's like, when the hell did this happen? When the hell did this happen?
Them talking was the funniest part of everything. Them reacting to everything.
Because the thing is, you can hear them. They all had mics on. They all had mics on in their suits and everything, so you can hear them.
No, I remember when the guy opened up his jacket and he had the ring. I think it was Austin Theory. He was like, "That's my guy. That's my guy.
That's my guy." Yeah.
Funniest thing to me. He started screaming. That was great. Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, she says that story. He'll always keep her safe, and he gets her, and she loves him. And it's time for Dexter's vows. And as we all know, Dexter does not talk. He has not talked his entire time in NXT. Like, literally his entire time. When he first debuted to now, he has not talked. He has not spoke words.
Yeah.
But he did here. He spoke words.
Gotta say your vows, man.
So, first, he just gives her a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Like Orange Cassidy. Or just literally anybody that gives a thumbs up saying, here, yeah, we're good to go.
I want him to do the Batista just quickly. I was hoping for something like that, but I mean, guess not.
The minister asked if like that's literally it. He's like, she just poured her heart and soul out to you, and all you do is that. He chokes him out with a sleeper hold.
Yeah.
And the fans chant priest, 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 priest. As in, Damien Priest.
I thought he was gonna come out.
I thought he was going to come out and we were going to have him get randomly ordained and we were just going to have him marry these two.
Got ordained in like 25 minutes the way she said it.
Yeah. Then Gargano just randomly says, "Wait, Regal! Regal!" And then everybody was chanting, "Regal, Regal, Regal." Regal's like, "What the fuck? This is not in the script."
There was a zombie ref behind him for some reason. I was looking, I was like, why? No one in my chat was saying anything. So I'm like, am I tripping? I'm like, why is there a zombie behind him? For no
and I was
reason.
literally reading Regal's lips, and he literally said, "What?" He's like, "What? Like, this is not part of the script." He literally said, "This is not part of the script."
Oh, well.
So, so Johnny was just going off the freaking fly, I guess, because that was not part of the script.
That was funny.
So Regal is asked to step in, but he says no. And then all of a sudden, we just see Beth Phoenix standing over the minister, and she just says, "Hi." She literally just said, "Hi." And we're like, "Oh, hi." So it's like, "Hi." So she's just like, "Hey, about like 25 minutes ago, because I felt like this was gonna happen, I got ordained. I just got ordained." So she literally got ordained a half hour before this before the segment went off the air. And she's like, "Yeah, let's just cut to the chase." Andre Chase just randomly stands up at this point and says, "Did somebody say Andre Chase?" Everybody was literally screaming to the top of their lungs, and no like, sit the fuck down, asshole. Like, who the hell do you think you are?
Who is that guy? I have no idea. I was like, who is that? Nobody said that. This guy.
Andre Chase. Did somebody say Andre Chase? No!
Please
screw you!
Freaking Odyssey was like, nah, you sit down.
Yeah, Odyssey was a freaking man too, because he literally grabbed the trapezius muscle and literally just paralyzed the guy up to the point where he just sat him down. Like, Odyssey is just a man of nature. Like, you protect the man at all cost. Like, that's how good he is. So he says, it's like, "Yeah, let's just cut to the chase." And they just start doing the things, for wedding things. Indi is asked if she would take Dexter to be her husband. She says that she does. Lumis is then asked if he would take Indi as his wife. He just stares at Beth, covers the microphone, and then he literally says the words, "I do." Which literally shocked everybody, as everybody literally gasped.
I didn't think.
And you heard the gasp from everybody.
I did not think. Oh my God! No, I just saw something in chat. I just got reminded of something. Jazz, that took me back just now. That was a crazy wedding. Did you see that? You ever saw that, Phil?
ODB and Eric Young, yeah.
Oh my goodness! Oh, oh Jesus! Oh, I'm sorry. That took me back like 10 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, no, I saw that.
Oh man.
So he says, "I do," and the it's not known as the CWC anymore. They're just calling it NXT. They're just calling the venue NXT. So
yes.
It says here the CWC odd. So it's not the CWC anymore. So they just lose their minds. They're like, "Holy shit, he actually talked."
Yeah.
So Beth announces that they are husband and wife, and they kissed. Kevin Dunn, Bucktooth Beaver Boy, really loved it. because he zoomed in that sucker so far in.
That zoom was crazy.
Kevin, I know that you've been so far up Vince McMahon's ass, it's not even funny. You can't even see the light of day. But why do you have to zoom in that far up?
He was going crazy with the jump cuts all night. That first match was ridiculous. That was like
Man didn't need to do all those cuts.
Throw up.
So yeah, I mean the wedding's over. They literally had their moment, and that was it. Lumis lifts up Indi, and we see Tommaso Ciampa staring sideways like this, watching the TV. They always position wrestlers like this.
Like, why are they watching the TV from that?
They always watch it on an angle. They're watching it like this.
Like, you can't see the whole thing. You look stupid. You just stand on the corner of the TV.
Like, I'll put myself back in the middle now, like a normal human being. But yeah, he was just standing in the corner.
Yeah.
Just watching this thing unfold. And it says Brock Breaker in here. It's not Brock, it's Braun.
Yeah.
So they mistyped their stuff again. But Braun Breaker walks up to the NXT champion, Tommaso Ciampa, shakes his hand saying, "Congratulations, champ." And Ciampa says, "Thank you, man. Congratulations on your first win in NXT." They shake hands, and Braun stares at the NXT championship. And they have a tense moment to end the show as it fades to black and goes off the air. Like I said earlier on, they must see something if they're obviously fast-tracking him to something with Tommaso Ciampa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is really the right move, because, I mean, it's Tommaso Ciampa, of all people.
Yeah.
But they see something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy wedding, as always. I
Freaking
literally thought something was going to happen, but it didn't. It just turned out to be Tommaso Ciampa and Braun.
Yeah. So.
And that's it, guys. That was your first NXT 2.0 episode under the tutelage of Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard. That was it.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that threw me off was the lighting. That was the only thing that threw me off about the show. I'm not gonna lie. There were those weird times, like you said. I think there were a little bit too many squash matches. Even though I was kind of happy those matches were squash matches because I didn't care about the people who were in said match. But like Corbin said, it was decent. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And I got a lot of enjoyment out of stuff that I didn't think I would get enjoyment out of. Like the Hit Row stuff, the Carmelo stuff, I knew. And the wedding, I was terrified of how that was going to go. And that was making me actually laugh. And I haven't laughed at a wrestling show since SmackDown when Cena and Roman were there. So that was a few weeks ago, but still. NXT hasn't been the show to make me actually laugh. But yeah, like Jazz said, fix the lighting because God, I almost went blind when Tommaso won the championship, and we'll be straight. We'll be straight. I mean, if y'all play 2K20, I hope to God y'all don't. WWE 2K20. If you find someone who made the NXT arena, I don't know how they did it, but I thought about it when I was watching it live, when we were watching the show. They made the arena extremely bright in the game, and this is before we even saw this tonight.
Yeah,
I downloaded that. I downloaded a community creation of the NXT arena, and it was extremely bright. And I was like, "Damn, I'm playing this. This is bright."
Of this current NXT arena, like the 2.0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was playing.
The logos actually worked.
Yeah, someone made one, and I was playing it at 6 o'clock.
That's actually shocking.
And it was extremely bright, and I'm like, 'cause you could barely see the ring. It was just really bright. And I'm like, huh. Then I turn the show on and it's really bright, and I'm like, wait a minute, how does he
Did
know?
they
It's gonna
know?
be bright? Like, how did he know that? I don't know who the guy is. If you're watching it, shout out to you, bro. I don't know how you knew this is gonna be a bright, fast show, but you were a genius because it was bright.
I'm shocked the logos actually worked.
That was cool. I mean, the colors in the background. I liked how you know how, I don't know what you call it, when you're looking at the hard camera and the NXT in the background.
Yeah,
how
they're
that
little side Titantron. Yeah.
I like how that matches whoever came out. Like when Diamond Mine came out, it matched, and when Ciampa came out, it had his little thing. I like that. That was a small addition I liked.
Yeah.
But if they just turned some of the damn lights off, that would be just good God. It was the opposite of a dark match. It was like
Right.
they were like, all right, NXT was dark. Let's just make it light. Just put
NXT in the daytime, pretty much.
Yeah, NXT in the daytime with every light on. But I mean, yeah, you just fix the lighting and we'll be all right for next week. Just please God, no more lighting like that. Turn some of the lights down, please.
Now, before we go, guys, we were supposed to talk about how much involvement Vince had in this episode tonight. We just didn't. We kind of just went straight into the show. It says here from Ringside News, and look, guys, you guys can criticize Ringside News all you want, but they have been getting stuff right.
Look at Jackson.
Fix the lighting, and we good.
Right
wait, no, hold on. AEW has dark, and NXT has light.
You gotta make it any way. Make it complete opposite. Dark. We're gonna make this light as hell.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
Great job, Jazz, as always.
That's very funny.
But yeah, as we all know, what the heck was I saying?
I don't know.
Shit. I'll just read the article. Vince McMahon was rumored to have a lot of control over NXT 2.0, but it was initially reported that the new incarnation of NXT would be, quote, Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard production. It would be a Vince and Bruce production. But their involvement was limited. Very limited, I should say, as Prichard did not visit the Performance Center until a number of days ago. But Vince McMahon hasn't been back since his last visit in July. So he has not set foot into the Performance Center until July.
Damn.
WWE debuted the new NXT 2.0, and Kevin Dunn was there to oversee the production, as we can all see by the countless camera cuts that we have seen, and camera zoom in, then camera zoom out. One person said in my live that the ring actually looked bigger. It's not, the ring did not change its size or anything. It's just because of the camera angles that he used. Ringside News was told that Vince McMahon reviewed the show with Ed Koskey, who is the lead writer of Raw and SmackDown.
Oh, it's Ed's fault? Oh, I've been yelling at Vince this whole time. It's Ed?
It's Ed.
What's Ed?
It was also noted that it's still uncertain if this is going to be the new weekly system or if this is still a work in progress. It was also confirmed to us that that none of the main roster writers were used for NXT 2.0 tonight. None of them. The only person that was used was WWE lead head writer Ed Koskey.
Ed.
He was involved and he went through things with Vince McMahon. I don't know if it's 1 week. I don't know if it's a 1 week thing. One source confirmed to us, but Vince reviewed the script with Koskey, and it was noted that much input from Vince. It was not noted how much input Vince had on tonight's show, but he did review the script. It was previously reported that WWE NXT went through several changes throughout the day today.
Yeah.
Those scripts were being written off and ripped left and right because of all of this. There was reports that 5 scripts for the entire show of NXT were ripped before tonight's actual episode. So 5 scripts they had, and they ripped them all for
I'm happy
this.
they landed on this one. I think.
So NXT 2.0 is a big departure from the previous brand's presentation, but that was their intention. Vince wanted to show that that this is just a completely new NXT, and he might not have been involved in every small detail tonight, but he had a clear understanding and input on the bigger picture. So he might not have had his hand in everything, but he was the one to fully accept the fact from everything that took place tonight. He might have ripped 5 scripts before he figured out this one, but this was the script that he went with.
I mean, I'm kind of
grateful. And it was Ed
about him.
Koskey at the head of it all.
Ed. I never heard that name before. That's why I never knew this guy was just a part of that. Okay.
So, I mean, we'll see how much Vince has control over everything going forward, I guess. But it looks like Ed Koskey is the head writer for every single brand now in WWE.
Interesting.
So you're looking at Ed Koskey for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
I don't want anyone to touch my SmackDown, but I feel like it might get touched.
Well, Ed Koskey's already writing everything for SmackDown. The only stuff that he's not writing is Roman stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, yeah, okay.
The only stuff that he is not writing is Roman stuff.
Okay.
And Roman storylines. He's been writing everything for years. Ed Koskey has been the lead writer for Raw and SmackDown for years.
Damn. How long?
I'm not sure how long, but he has been the lead writer for years. I just haven't heard his name in a long time.
I haven't heard his name ever. That's what threw me off. Huh. Okay.
So now he's just inserting himself into NXT. Vince obviously trusts him enough to get him this third brand. And we'll see where everything goes from there. But it looks like Vince was not totally involved tonight. But whoever was, they did this.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad.
I mean, Vince obviously had to approve of everything because it is his vision now.
Yeah.
With Bruce. But who knows? Maybe he does have Triple H and Shawn sprinkled in here every once in a while just to say, hey, this makes sense. Here you go. What do you think of this?
I hope.
Maybe. I mean, I'm just speculating here at this point, but I mean, because it's a very weird situation, man. I mean, now that Vince and Bruce are fully into this thing, we'll have to see what happens. I mean, technically, he wasn't fully into this thing because he was not there tonight.
Oh, so true.
So, whatever happened, and it was just Bucktooth Beaver Boy, Kevin Dunn, doing his thing. I don't know who was in gorilla position tonight, literally saying all the stuff that was going to be happening on the show, but it was not Vince, from what we hear.
Interesting. Next week is going to tell on them. Next week is going to tell on them bad.
Yeah.
If it doesn't run the way it did this week.
I mean, they already ripped 5 scripts before they went to this one. So.
Yeah.
And I heard from many sources, like from Twitter, that the backstage, like, aura of everything was just one word: weird because Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and anybody that was on that NXT like staff before the rebrand was apparently not there tonight. So it just felt very weird to the talent. And how could it not? Because it's just a completely different thing for them.
Yeah.
They may be going to work every single Wednesday, but I mean every single Tuesday like normal, but when you have a new change like this, it's different. It really is. No matter who's running the shows, it is different. Because now you got Vince on your ass.
That too.
So you I mean,
that's what I'm thinking about. It's like you can do everything you want, but as soon as he says no, rip up script, try again.
right.
It's like doing an assignment for a teacher and you can't get it right. You keep going back and forth. It's like, nope, do it again, and it's like you don't have time to do that because, in my opinion, I think you should write these shows a week ahead. Like they should be writing for next week now. But it's like they write them 30 minutes before the show starts, and I'm like, why would you do that?
And
like anything can happen in those 30 minutes.
And like you said, it was earlier on in this review that you didn't want to bring AEW into this, but I'm going to do it right now. When it came to a perfect example, MJF and Chris Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
In Chris Jericho's final promo with Jim Ross before All Out, he mentioned 3 dates.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 dates that MJF beat him prior to All Out.
Mm-hmm.
He mentioned, I can't remember the exact dates, but he mentioned those 3 dates.
Mm.
That's long-term storytelling. The first match that they had was back last year, early last year in 2020. So they were calling all the way back then, and now they're doing all the long-term storytelling all the way to All Out in 2021. That's long-term storytelling at its finest. They gotta look at long-term storytelling because now, I mean, that's what they had all those years ago, back when NXT was black and gold. They had long-term storytelling then.
I can tell you this. I think NXT had a form of that with this whole wedding thing. I didn't know how long this went back. Like as far as Gargano, like I wasn't watching back
then.
then.
They said it was 8 months in the making, right? Or something like that.
I saw Gargano with the North American Championship. And I was like, when was that? Because when I started watching what's his name? Not Odyssey. Fucking what's his name? Who did Swerve beat? He got released. Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed
was the North American champion when I started watching. So I was like, if Gargano's the champion, this must have been a long time coming. Like this wedding thing, this must have been a long time. I didn't know how long it lasted. You know what I'm saying? I came in right during the middle of it. So it was just like, I think that's one of the examples. Like they can do the long-term storytelling thing, but it's like sometimes they choose to and sometimes they don't. And they choose to do it with the wrong things at times. So it's like they're like picking and choosing. It's kind of weird. But I mean, when WWE wants to, they can do the long-term storytelling thing, but it's like they don't do it as much anymore unless they see this is good right now kind of thing, instead of like looking into the next few months. But
as much as long-term storytelling sucks for them, it gets us more involved in the story.
Yeah.
It gets us more involved and it gets us invested into these characters. And when you have us invested into the characters that are in the long-term storytelling, you automatically got us hooked.
And at least
automatically. Because we're invested and we like the characters that are a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn is a great example because those guys can fight forever and it's going to be a banger match every time because of the history that they got with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it dated all the way back in NXT, even prior to that, when they were El Generico and Kevin Steen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, another great example, as when they were in NXT, oh, they are still in NXT, but when they were in NXT together, they started out in the Cruiserweight Classic together, then they teamed up in DIY, then Tommaso turned on Johnny, had amazing Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa matches, and then the final match in the warehouse with Triple H as special guest referee. And now is their final fight. There was their final fight, and now is their final match that they can ever do in NXT together, 1-on-1.
They're not allowed to fight anymore.
They're not allowed to fight anymore. The final beat was their final chance.
Huh?
You got this one last time. Not this one last time to get whatever the hell you guys have against each other out, and that's it.
Who won the match?
It was Tommaso Ciampa, I believe. Let me take a look.
I never even seen
one
this
final
shit.
beat. One final beat NXT. So, this was April 8th, 2020.
Mhm.
I'm really trying to figure this out here for you guys. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
So Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa were supposed to settle their long-term feud at NXT TakeOver Tampa, but after the event was canceled, the match was pre-taped and aired in the main event of this week's episode of NXT. Obviously, it's not this week's. This is just an article. Did it live up to the expectations? Well, the bout itself was very well put together, taking advantage of the pre-tape conditions and added a few cinematic flourishes and all that. This was kind of a cinematic match when they were doing all those kind of things.
Mhm.
The Ray who had handed her husband something before the match that turned out to be a cup to protect his family jewels. This is what they say in the article.
Mhm.
Then kicked Tommaso Ciampa in the area from behind. This allowed Gargano to hit the fairy tale ending on exposed wood. Oh, okay, so it was Johnny Gargano that won, seemingly putting the feud to bed for good. So yeah, it was Johnny Gargano that picked up the win. And yeah, so it was just a very, very good way to end it. Triple H was the special guest referee because of everything that they did. And I recommend you watch that because it was a very, very good TV match. But yeah, another thing of long-term storytelling at its finest. They can do it. They've done it before. It's just whether or not Vince wants to include this in 2.0.
The Jazz just asked if it was for a championship, would it still apply? Like, would it? I mean,
if it was for a championship, they said it was the final time that they can ever face one-on-one. So I think, so I don't think Gargano can really go after the NXT championship while Ciampa is champion. Because honestly, when they said that, like, oh yeah, this is the final time that you guys can face one-on-one in NXT, they've stayed true to that. They really have, and it's been since April 2020, and they have not done it. They haven't even faced each other in multi-man matches, like 6-man tag or tag team or anything like that. So they've really stayed true as to them just not even meeting up with each other in any type of match.
They got a restraining order or something.
Yeah. So when Triple H said, "All right, look, this is it. This has been it. We have not seen them since." I mean, obviously we see them on TV, but they don't get involved with each other at all. I mean, obviously Tommaso was just watching tonight because, I mean, heck, it's a wedding. You're gonna be watching that shit. whether you're a WWE fan or whether you're an employee, you're watching that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't watching for Johnny. He was just watching because of the freaking craziness that was happening.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, like I said, they can do long-term storytelling, but it's just up to Vince if he wants to bring it into 2.0.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys, I mean, that's it. Final thoughts on NXT 2.0 before we get the hell out of here, because next week is episode 2. So 2.0 will actually apply here.
That's true. That is true. I mean, we got a decent show tonight. Next week is going to be a real decision maker for me on if I was completely wrong. I think I'm wrong right now, honestly, because I didn't think I would like this at all. And the fact that I came out of this with some freaking enjoyment, it is what it is. So I mean, I'm actually excited for next week. I want them to turn the damn lights down. That's about it. That's the only criticism I have. Just turn those damn lights down. Everything else will be cool. Oh yeah. Thank you, Jazz. You've been on point this whole freaking live. Thank you. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Thank you, Jazz. Damn, Raquel and Frankie got freaking scrapped, and I got an issue with that. I got an issue with that because you could have put that in the place of any of those 2 squash matches that happened.
True.
It didn't have to go that long. It didn't have to be a 50-minute freaking Iron Man match. You could have just had it and had Raquel win.
I think she's asking when is that going to happen. I legitimately don't know.
They should do it next week. Shit.
It's going to happen. I mean, they said like it's going to be Frankie versus Raquel at some point because whoever the heck the manager is, the guy that was,
I don't know his name.
The guy that was Robbie E. Oh, Robert Stone. That's it.
Yeah.
Robert Stone literally said you're getting a match, so we are getting this match. It's just a matter of when. I said that I was gonna give this 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. It was an okay show tonight. This wasn't good. This wasn't bad. This was okay. But this was the first episode.
Yeah.
So you can't really judge it on anything like this.
Yeah.
Mainly because the show dragged on because of the squash matches. If we did not have this many squash matches, I don't think the show would have dragged on for me.
Yeah. I feel that.
Because usually a 2-hour show, I'm fine with. But now that this dragged the shit on for me, I think it was only because of the squash matches. I don't think we're going to see these squash matches every single week. Or at least the amount of them.
Yeah.
But if this keeps dragging on, we either have to put this at a different hour or something, because don't let it drag on like this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were feeling that same way too, or if it was just me, but like from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, it literally did not, like the clock did not want to move.
I feel that. I kept looking at the camera and I was like, damn, it's 8:56. Oh, it was like a lot of stuff happened, and then I looked at it and it was like only 45 minutes passed or something like that. So it was just like, that's why I love SmackDown so much, because SmackDown just goes, it just like, it doesn't feel like 2 hours. I don't know what it is. I don't know why NXT and Raw seem to drag. Raw for this especially, but I don't know. I don't know why NXT and Raw drag and SmackDown just feels like 15 minutes when it's literally been 2 hours.
And that the AEW show that happened last week. I don't know if it was the Dynamite. The Dynamite. It was Dynamite, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That show was like super quick.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing show, so it was fantastic. So
yeah.
But guys, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching episode number 46 of Outside the Brand. We're almost at episode 50, y'all. Episode 50. That is insane.
Halfway to 100, man.
And guys, I got approved today at work. I got the day off. for Wednesday,
Oh,
September 22nd.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
be in Arthur Ashe,
Oh, yeah.
and I will be recording so much shit for you all, and I will
Yeah.
upload it to OTB.
That's great. That's great news.
I will upload it to OTB so that you guys can see it.
That's great news.
But man, that's it, guys. We'll see you guys soon. We weren't at full force tonight, but look, Megan had to get some sleep because she's been sleep deprived, and I feel so bad for her. But she needed that sleep tonight, and she got it. Wish her the best. Nothing's wrong with her. I shouldn't say it like that. Nothing's wrong with her. I keep saying the wrong things tonight, and I don't know why. Nothing's wrong with her. She's okay, but she just needs some sleep.
Yeah.
Real one's in a very weird place right now. I don't want to get into it, mainly because it's not really any of our business. But just know that he is okay, and
He's still with us. I got a lot
Yeah.
of questions with that in the chat. He's still with us, taking some time out to do what he got to do, because for anything, we all got our lives. You know what I'm saying? We all got This is only like 3 or 4 hours of our lives. You know what I'm saying? We got other things to do, and we always stand behind our people, whether they're talking to y'all right now or they're going to be on the next show. We're always with them, and that's just the way it is. But no matter what, someone's always going to be here to talk to you about these live shows. If it's all of us, or if it's just me and Phil, just Phil. I mean, somebody's always going to be here to talk to y'all. Just remember that.
Yeah. So, and Saul, he just couldn't make it, and you know what? That's okay. I mean, look, like Loft said, we all have lives, so we can't obviously make every single show. Heck, I won't even be able to make OTB on September 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
I won't. Loft has the information, and somebody will be the host of OTB while I'm in New York.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can literally whoever is going to be the host or whatever, you can spin that episode however you want to. You don't have to stick to the way that I do it. You guys can literally just talk about what you liked about the show that day or whatever. But like I'm literally leaving it in your guys' hands, because I know that you guys will just do justice by it.
Sure.
Because I know you guys take this as seriously as I do. So it's so it is going to be what it is. But guys, I said that it is what it is at this point, like 3 to 4 times at this point. We are officially getting out of here. We're officially tapping out for now. We'll see you guys in episode 47, which will be the go home show before next week's Arthur Ashe Stadium event. I mean, Arthur Ashe Stadium is not like a special like pay-per-view event or anything like that. It's just a special episode of Dynamite. But we're here. And whatever happens at Arthur Ashe, because something will happen, we'll be here for you no matter what.
That's facts.
We'll talk soon, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button as well. We're on the road to, I believe, we're on the road to 300, I think?
Yes, sir.
We're on the road to 300 subscribers. It's going to be a great time, guys. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan, whether you're... Well, no, you don't have to be on the side. It's just a great time to be a fan. So, get on board. It's a great time. See you guys soon. Talk to you guys in episode 47. Peace out.